This was a video I wanted to do for my digital media class at the time while attending the College of Lake County in Grays Lake, Illinois around 2012. This was a project for the It Gets Better campaign. This is my version of it. The assignment was to create a documentary style film, and this is what I came up with. I did do a shorter version for the class, which is currently on my YouTube channel, and had to be shorter due to the allocated time length we were given for the class. Due to the time limit, I was not able to include everything in the first video, so this is going to be the full-length version with all the footage I have along with all of the interviews as well. We interviewed various students and had them give their opinions on the experiences they had. So, here is the full film with all the footage and interviews. I hope you like it.
It gets better. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. We want you to know that it does get better because we want it to. Things are getting better, though there is still hate and bullying that goes on. It may not be widely reported, though that does not mean that it doesn't still happen. There still is a high suicide rate among LGBT youth. The Suicide Prevention Resource Center synthesized these studies and estimated that between 30 and 40% of LGBT youth have attempted suicide. LGBT youth are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than other young people. More than 34,000 people die by suicide each year, making it the 3rd leading cause of death among 15 and 24-year-olds with LGBT youth, attempting suicide up to 4 times more than their heterosexual peers. There seems to be a new generation of no hate, showing that it is getting easier for the younger generations to be able to be who they are without feeling the need to hide themselves, as would be the case 20 years ago. Hopefully this shows that the world is changing and growing more accepting and peaceful towards one another, and showing that it shouldn't matter with whom we are with as long as we are happy.
If you can't see through the darkness, use my light, I'll be fine. This is all familiar, because I've been there. 1 foot in front of the other, everything will be okay, please believe me. Stay strong and you will see. These tears will disappear like all the ones who've done you wrong.
Just the amount of different people that changed, the more people I met, like that. Pride Alliance, from that. Kind of met a lot of people from that, which is an organization here at the local college.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
Like, I always thought it was, I didn't really have any friends that knew, or I didn't even know what it was, and like after that, I just hoped it would go away after a while, and then, I came to accept it eventually.
What message would you say to others that are maybe not out yet?
Be careful with coming out in your living situation. If it could possibly get you kicked out or stuff like that, you want to weigh in. Is it the best time, or can you wait? But don't ever give up.
How do you feel about where you are now in your life? And is it better for you now than before?
Yes. I have awesome friends. I have some family, and I really don't hang out with people that hate on people for any reason. So
my friends were always supportive of it and didn't really care, if anything.
What message would you say to others, maybe not out yet? Or what would you say to them?
Well, I mean, I guess, just to be honest, do it. I'd suggest coming out, without telling, what really matters is who you are yourself, but if you're gonna live a lie, don't lie to anyone. I feel like, unless the situation's extreme or someone's saying, if you like dudes, kill yourself, or I'm gonna kill you, that's the case, but realistically, if you're, don't tell anyone a lie just to be accepted, because the people who won't accept you for who you are anyways aren't really the people you want to associate with.
How do you feel about where you are at now in your life? Is it better for you or not?
I'd say, for the last couple of years being out, it's a lot nicer knowing that people know, and I have to be less hiding. I can make jokes about it, and people don't have to say the whole oh, are you gay thing, because you get just overused as a kid anyway, so you might as well be straightforward with people, and once people are cool with it, you can just be a lot more honest. It just makes life easier, I guess.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you would want to say? Let people know that they're not alone.
Well, that's an obvious one, I guess. You're not alone. If anyone is, worried about coming out and people not accepting, even if the people around you hate it, someone else somewhere else doesn't care, and most people are going more liberal anyway, so eventually it'll be completely accepted. So you might as well, just do what you gotta do. Be yourself.
All right. I will thank you, and
You're welcome.
What message would you say to others who are not out yet?
I'd say just be open with your close friends first, and then move towards your family about anything and everything.
How do you feel about where you are at in your life, and is it better for you now than before?
It's still about the same, but I feel better about my life. I'm getting my life back on track after everything. So, okay, bye.
I'm sorry?
Straight.
Okay. And what was it like for you prior to college and rather than once you were in college? Do you have any friends who are gay, bisexual, transgender?
Not really, but everyone's more accepting in college. In high school it was all about drama, but no one really gives a shit in college.
Okay, so what was for friends that you might have known growing up, what was it good and bad for them?
Good side is they can really be who they are, but on the downside, everyone makes fun of them.
What message would you say to others who are probably not out yet?
Just be who you are and fuck what everyone says.
How do you feel about where you're at in your life, and is it better for you now as far as that community goes rather than it was before?
Yeah, college is a lot better than high school because there's no drama and no one really cares what you are or who you are. Bye!
You are?
I'm straight.
Okay. So what was it like? Do you know any friends who are bi, gay?
Yes, I have.
What was it like prior to college and then being in college? And you?
In high school, a lot of my friends who were gay or bi sometimes had to keep it on the low key.
because some people didn't really accept it and full out judge them, like in an out loud manner. They would like full on call them queer and everything. So they kept it really low key.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
I really wasn't exposed to like people who were gay or bi until like I entered middle school because I went to Catholic school until like 7th grade, and no one accepted homosexuality in Catholic school. So until like 7th grade, I wasn't really known to it.
What message would you want to send to others who are now?
To people who are gay,
Yes, people in the closet, as they would say.
don't be afraid to come out of the closet. There are people who will judge you, but there are people who will accept you. There are more acceptors than like people who judge.
How do you feel about where you are at in life, and is it better for you now than it was before?
How I'm at in life? Yeah. I have way more friends because I accept them for who they are and they accept me for who I am. And I would never want to go back to the way I was.
Let's go. Hi.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Gerald Williams.
And you are?
I'm straight, I guess, if that's what I'm supposed to say. A healthy heterosexual.
Okay. Do you know anybody who is gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender?
Yes.
And are they friends of yours?
Yeah, actually, one was my roommate.
Okay, so
I was,
what was it like prior to college and as to being in college, knowing friends like this and what they went through?
I really don't see any difference prior to being here now. Gay to gay. I'm fine with it. So it's not me, if anything, but other people have different things.
What were some of the good or bad things that you saw happening to the people or going on in their lives?
The good things was all the women being gay or lesbian and seeing all the women. The bad things, I really didn't see any bad things. I mean, people don't just walk up and say, hey, you're gay, I hate you, so I didn't see any bad. I mean, it was open to everybody I was around, and they were open to everybody she was around, so I didn't see anything.
What message would you send to others who are still in the closet?
Come out. Why hide it? Come out. You hide it, you're not being true to yourself, flat out. Why are you worried about what other people think? You can get a job being gay. You can live life being gay, flat out. You can get married being gay, right? I think. Now. Okay, so you're good.
How do you feel about where you're at in life, and is it better for you now than it was before?
That has nothing to do with me being gay or straight or whatever. But, anyways, I feel way better now, being in school, way better than I was before, flat out. Just in general, just flat out.
Good.
See, that was easy. Y'all are not gonna publish that one.
No, but we had some laughs on that one. What's your name?
Travis Jones,
And you are?
heterosexual.
Do you have any friends who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender?
I associate myself with people of that nature. I also have a coworker who is gay. His name is Tony, and he happens to be a very cool guy.
So, what was it like prior to college and then being in college as far as that concerned?
I'd say before college, particularly in high school, we're a little more immature about it, and I would say I was a little more homophobic back in high school. I did have a gay classmate who was on the spontaneous side, and that didn't sit right with me. And now, I mean, I don't think about it as I mature, and people around me are more mature. It seems kind of normal. Well, I wouldn't say normal, but they go about their daily life, as do I.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you growing up with being exposed to?
Say hanging with a more outspoken crowd, and you get exposed to people being mean to others more than you would. You really didn't get out much. Didn't really see too much bad, but there are goods, I suppose. I mean, there's a good bad to every story. So.
What message would you send to those who are possibly still?
I really don't have a message for them. That's to each his own. I mean, if some people feel more comfortable keeping their feelings inside, so be it. But if they want to be outspoken, go for it. The world is yours.
How do you feel about where you are now in life? And is it better for you now than it was before?
Yeah, it's better now than before. We've all had our downs, but it just depends on if you learn from it. I feel that I've learned from every experience that I've had in my life, and I feel that I've taken the positive out of it.
So, what's your name?
My name is Davey.
And you are?
Straight.
Okay. So do you have any friends who are gay, bisexual, lesbian, or transgender?
Yeah, I would say so.
What was it like prior to college and then being in college, being associated with friends?
I don't know. Through high school, it's like less of like a community because it's only through the district. And over here in college, it's like more of like a lot of districts and I guess like different high schools. Like there's a lot of diversity, so there's a lot of stuff going on.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
What do you mean?
As far as, were there any discriminations or were they accepted around where you were?
Like as far as high school, there's always cliques. As far as my race, there was always like an Asian group kind of thing. And over here, like typically right now, surrounded by many other kinds of races and stuff.
What message would you send to people who could possibly still be in the closet?
Well, message?
What would your message be to them?
Just be open, just be yourself. Don't ever try to lie to yourself thinking of something that you're not. Some people may like it, some people may not. I mean, that's life, whatever. Just live through it.
How do you feel about where you are in life, and is it better for you now than it was before?
I would say it was better when I was a kid, because when you're a kid, you don't have to worry about anything. Where I'm at life right now, kind of like where I'm going. I just hope it would be like coming faster, to attain my goal, owning a business or whatever.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, what are your names?
My name is Clayton Forbes.
And
My name is
you-
Ricardo de la Luz.
And you are?
I'm straight. I'm straight.
Okay. Do either of you have friends who are either a part of the LGBT community, which is gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender?
I do. I know people that I associate with, but they're not like personal, like close friends. Yes.
What was it like prior to college rather than being in college as far as you said with that community?
Well, this is my first time in college, my first semester. But outside of the college, I grew up in the Bahamas, and in the Bahamas, it's illegal to be gay. It's a preference, but it's illegal. Community don't really support it, and I would say we discriminate against it. But people who do come to the Bahamas through the tourist industry, we kind of are more passive to it and say, well, they come from another country here to visit, so, they're okay, fine with it. But we don't openly, discriminate against them because it's a resource industry for us. But being a Bahamian and living there as a citizen, it's something that is not looked on in a good light because we're religious, per se.
Before I came, this is my first semester here too. I think outside of school, there is a lot of discrimination. Maybe not recently because of how things are changing, open, but it's still there. In the Mexican community, which obviously I'm Mexican, I think there's a big discrimination there against people of homosexual, like you said, lesbian, gay, bisexual. I think it's very frowned upon, but it's changing. It's changing. What else?
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
Growing up straight?
Friends in the community growing up. Did you find discrimination against them?
In high school, there's definitely a lot of teasing, a lot of discrimination, a lot of talking behind people's back. That person so and so.
Yeah, it's basically the same, where I come from too. Like I said, it's not acceptable, especially from a man's point of view, to be gay. But if you were gay in the Bahamas as a female, you were more, hey, that's cool, no problem. But from a man's perspective, it's like just no way. Again, because we go back to biblical heritage as far as being homosexual is concerned. But my personal opinion is that I feel that everyone has a right to be who they want to be. If you choose to be gay, if you choose to be lesbian, that's your right to be an individual and to pursue your own lifestyle. As long as it's not infringing upon other people or forced upon anyone else, I'm cool with it.
What message would you send to others who might still be in the closet?
I think you should not be ashamed of who you are. If that's the preference that you choose, it's like anything else. If you like ice cream and you don't like cake, just say so. People won't like you either way for any other number of reasons. And I don't think you should lie to yourself and say, hey, I'm not gay. When inside of you feel that you are, I think, like he said, it's right.
And I feel the same way too. People are not going to like you because you're gay. I mean, I'm black. People don't like me because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you're gay, if you feel like you want to come out of the closet and say, hey, look, I'm gay, it will be difficult. Don't think it's going to be an easy road for you because it's something that a lot of people, discriminate against. But it's a choice that you're going to make. You will have to learn to live with the choices that you make. And so if you come out and you decide that you're going to be gay, then you need to understand that, look, these are the pros and this is the cons. This is what's going to happen to you. You're going to be discriminated upon, even though you shouldn't be, but this is the way life is. This is what society's going to give you. So it's a responsibility that you yourself have to take and say, hey, look, these are the things that's going to happen to me. Can I deal with it? So should I come out and say I'm gay or should I not? So it's a self-responsibility that you're going to have to take to make that decision to be open about it.
How do you feel about where you are now in life, and is it better now than it was before for you?
Well, like I said, I'm straight, but again, I mean, even being straight, people have their negative views about you. Being black, you got your negative about you. Being Hispanic, you got negative things about you. So everyone, whether you're homosexual or whether you're black, white, Latino, you have to find within yourself to be happy or to grow. You can't expect to live with other people's perception about who you are. You got to know who you are within yourself. So it doesn't matter what your sexuality is, your education. You have to be comfortable with who you are. And so me being straight, I enjoy my life being straight. If I was to be homosexual, then I would have to enjoy who I am. So I think people have to just learn to love themselves and enjoy who they are as a person and the decision that they make as to what sexuality they're going to pursue.
Can you ask the question again?
The question is, how do you feel about where you are in life, and is it better for you now than it was before?
I think we all come to college to become a better person, to pursue a better life for ourselves. And I think you're asking this more like for if I was homosexual.
No, it's your lifestyle.
Yeah. I think I'm better now. I'm going to college than before I was.
Thank you.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, but I was just like, I got laid in 7 months.
Stop it!
Oh my god!
Stop it!
Sorry.
Stop it! Stop it!
Oh my god, that's adorable!
He's being mean!
Yeah,
I'm not being mean.
Are you serious? You're like freaking out over this. Okay, so it's adorable.
I love
Rob, I'm feeling real bad for that. Maybe someday.
Don't pay attention.
Oh, okay. When you say that, you kind of have to be like, oh.
What's your name?
My name is Ninja.
And you are?
Well, I was hungry a minute ago, but not anymore. I'm straight though.
Okay. Do you have any friends who are in the LGBT community?
I have quite a bit of friends. Actually, they have a prom coming up, so I'm actually going to be part of that too.
What was it like prior to college and then being in college?
Prior to college, well, I was in the military prior to college, but I'm guessing you're asking more about high school time era. High school is more like closed scenario because a lot of people in high school, they don't really care about this or that. They care more about popularity and who fits in and whatnot. And it was less acceptable in the mindset of younger aged individuals. Like among the male community, it wasn't quite acceptable. Females, it was kind of acceptable, but it was still like censorship in high school. But now, after high school, you have more open community, you have more safe environment, almost a safe zone. Come to college, you don't find the pressures of trying to fit in or trying to go with this crowd so that someone will accept you. Coming to college, you find people that will accept you as you are.
What are some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
The bad sides was people trying to defend who they are, what kind of person they are, as if they're trying to defend against, a disease or something, which it's not a disease, it's their choice of lifestyles, their purpose, their preference, just as we have a preference to, go straight, or we have a preference, oh, I like this girl over here. If you were to pick on me, that would be the same that you're picking on me because I'm going by my preference, not because of the person that I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying? But now, in community college, you probably still have that for people that are like probably ignorant, and I use that as an educated word. But in community college, you have less of those social pressures. Not everyone's trying to fit in.
What message would you send to others who may not have come out the closet yet?
My message would be basically be yourself. Don't be afraid of what other people think of you. Rather, allow other people to see what you think of yourself. If you feel intimidated or you feel afraid of showing yourself, people are just going to use that as power. People are just going to use that as power and throw it against you. But once you grasp, control over that, and you have power over yourself and people's blatant words or disrespects have no, power over you, they're gonna stop. They're gonna go elsewhere and find someone that's possibly weak-minded or more ignorant, if you want to say it.
How do you feel about where you are in life now, and is it better now than it was before?
For now, on a social perspective, it's been more tolerable. In our society, back in our historical society, it's been less tolerable. In fact, there was a point in time in our history where people thought that it was a disease and they were trying to exorcise a person because they were gay or they went this way or that way. Now, we don't really condone witch huntings or burning of stakes or demonic exercising without probable cause. While today we have acceptance. If you're going to be one way, you have acceptance. That's a lot of reasons why people actually have fled to America. Yes, we have persons that are immigrants, or illegal immigrants, but they have fled here to free themselves and flee the social persecutions of their own hometown because this is who they are. In a land of free, so to speak, I use that as a close scrutinized word. In a land of free, you have less social pressures. Today, you have less social pressures than you did when our parents were growing up. Our parents growing up, most people didn't accept any type of different lifestyle unless it was socially acceptable. Thank you.
Name?
Gustavo.
And you are?
Straight. Straight, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any friends who are gay, transgender, bisexual, or lesbian?
So far, no.
As far as classmates, did you know any that were?
Yeah.
So, from your opinion, what was it like prior to college and then being in college as far as the way people were dressed?
High school, kids were kind of assholes, like, they didn't care. Name, color, whatever you want to say. And going to college, it was like kind of different, like more independent. Obviously, like if someone was gay, they'd be talking with their friends or whatever. Some would be straight, other gay people around. But it wasn't like in high school where they will get picked on or anything. Maybe I'll see like some looks around, but that's about it though.
What were some of the good and bad sides that you saw growing up?
Just a name call, like just the put down's pretty much it. Other than that, that's bad. Bad thing I saw about it.
What message would you send to people who are possibly still in college?
I don't know. I'm not in that position, so I can't ask them to come out or still keep it a secret or whatever. That's up to them. It's not up to me.
How do you feel about where you are right now in your life, and is it better now than it was before?
I don't get this, like, previous questions or me?
You and your life.
Right now, I'm pretty happy right now, actually. Things are going pretty good. Can't complain right now. Couple weeks been going good, so that's it. Gotta be shaking for nothing.
See how. What's your name?
My name's Tyler.
And you are?
I'm straight.
Okay. Do you have any friends who are, or do you know of anyone who is gay, bisexual, lesbian, or transgender?
Yeah, a couple.
Okay. What was it like prior to college and then compared to being in college as far as they were related?
I guess prior to college, they wouldn't say outspoken about it. You wouldn't see it too much. Now you're in college, you have more freedom, so there's a little more public display of it. They haven't changed. I haven't changed about it though, because of the fact before school or college.
What were some of the good and bad sides of growing up with you and your friends?
When I was around them, if they're displaying their affection for each other, you definitely get looked at. So I had a reputation that I had to maintain as far as my family's reputation. So I try to distance myself when I'm around public. Just so
What message would you send to someone who's probably not out of the closet yet?
it's their decision. I mean, whether they want to come out, I don't think people should force you out of the closet. I guess do what you want to do. If you want to display it in public, then go for it. If not, just keep it in private.
Well, how do you feel about where you are in life right now, and is it better for you now or rather than before?
I haven't changed. My thoughts on it are still the same. High school and in college. Yeah, it's not better or worse. It's just still the same. I've definitely lost contact with them just because of college and we split ways, so it doesn't really affect me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like how you make everybody wait.
George.
And you are
Curious.
curious. Like that. Well, okay, so being curious, what was it like for you prior to college and then after being in college?
I guess before college, I really didn't know. While I was going to college, I was able to meet a lot of different people. And with that, I was also able to listen to everybody's expressions and also be able to express myself and talk about things, I guess.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
I guess it all depends on the community. If it's a small community, then people tend to shun them because it's a quiet or small community. Whereas if it's like a big city or metropolitan type area, then people are more open to new ideas because there's more diversity. So I think it makes a difference on where you live, I guess. But people are still growing. Right?
What message would you send to others who might still be in the closet?
Your preference is your preference, and you can't make other people decide or like what you do or do not like. As long as you're not hurting anybody and you're expressing your feelings, then it should be whatever you want to do. And you shouldn't worry about somebody that might still be doing things from like the 1752s with their old style personalities that are not open to new ideas.
Where are you at? Like, are you happy with where you are right now in life? And is it better now than it was before?
Yeah, things are better. However, I think that I think for people to be able to discuss issues like this shows that we still need to open the doors, because there are a lot of people that are still having ignorant attitudes towards things that they shouldn't be stupid about, I guess. But
See, that's like my signature way. And you are?
Straight.
Do you have any friends who are gay, bisexual, lesbian, or transgender?
Yeah, I got a few friends that are homosexual, and a couple that are bi.
And prior to college and then after being in college, what was it like?
Prior to college, I was closed-minded about it. I mean, growing up in a household where it's like there's no tolerance for it. I mean, I was, against it, so to speak. I mean, after my best friend came out the closet and told me that, that she's homosexual, it was a lot different. I mean, I had to adjust my personal view and belief to, I had to, change my viewpoint of homosexual to still keep our friendship because of the love, the trust, and the value that I have for her. So after college, since college, I got educated on it, on the entire community about gay, bisexual, transsexual. And since then, I've been a little bit more open-minded, acceptance, and supportive of the community.
What were some good and bads for you and your friends growing up?
Growing up, I grew up in the streets of Jamaica most of my life. And in the town I grew up on, it was frowned upon. It was frowned upon. It wasn't acceptable. You were punished in a sense with crimes such as you would be beaten badly if people in the community or in the city know that you're homosexual. It would be frowned upon, and it would be for someone to be unpleasantable. And so I grew up with that mentality too until I got educated about it.
What would you say to someone who's probably still in the past?
I would say that you are who you are and accept it and embrace it for you are. You can't change it. You are what it is. And people that are frowned upon, and I would suggest that they get educated and get understanding. And also remember that, they're people too, not just an animal or creature, they're people. And people deserve to be loved and treated fairly, just like everybody else.
With where you're at in life, are you happy, and is it better now for you, or was it better before? Is it better or worse?
It was what, better or worse?
Where you at in life?
In terms of my viewpoint about homosexuality or lifestyle? My lifestyle, I don't know, to me, my lifestyle has always been fantastic, but ever since, being more acceptance, I've been to, a party where it's like a homosexual party, and it is fun. They have fun too, just like normal people. So in terms of my lifestyle, there's not much changes, just my viewpoint have changed. All right. Peace.
Extra footage. No. Sure, film.
So it doesn't work.
What's your name?
It's on camera. I'm Taylor.
And you are
Straight.
Hey. Do you have any friends, family members, neighbors, classmates that you know that are close to you and are gay, bisexual, lesbian,
My dad is gay.
What was it like prior to college and then once in college as far as you saw towards acceptance?
In college, people are a lot more accepting as people are more open about it. I had an English class and I sat next to this kid and he was talking about his boyfriend, and I was like, oh, because it was so much more accepted, where in high school everyone was I think we had one gay kid in my high school and everyone was I don't want to say his name, but they all knew who he was, so I guess it's a lot more accepting in college.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and, knowing family and friends like that growing up?
What was my what?
What were some of the good and bad sides?
Oh. It wasn't really anything bad. Nobody really knew about my dad, so he was always pretty accepting, and was never teased or anything, but nothing really bad.
What message would you say to others that are maybe not out of the closet yet?
I would say that it's no big deal and they should come out. People more accepting now. And it's a good thing. Be honest.
How do you feel about where you are in your life right now, and is it better for you now or worse?
My life is good. I'm okay with my life. I'm happy.
Hi.
How's it going?
Your name is?
Michael Dobler.
And you are?
I am, as of right now, bi-curious.
Okay.
This is what I consider myself right now.
Being bi-curious, what was it like for you prior to college rather than once in college?
The difference between high school and college, I mean, right now there's a lot more leeway, a lot more room, more time in between classes, allows me to kind of gather myself a lot faster, or just, it gives me more time to basically recuperate than with the, 5-minute passing periods that were, in high school instead of this.
Okay, as far as how people accepted the LGBT community, how do you feel as to being in college and prior to college?
Right now I feel great. I mean, college it's definitely a lot better than high school back then. There's just so many things, to see. You're not confined to one room for a long period of time. You actually get to kind of learn both in the classroom and on the field, essentially. I usually prefer on the field. I mean, that's where I specialize.
What were some of the good sides and bad sides of growing up with you and your friends being, bi-curious?
Some of the good aspects of it is, we all got a chance to know a lot. We all got a chance to figure ourselves out a lot better, to kind of get to know not only the person that we were with, but ourselves as individuals. Some of the bad aspects of it is it's always that unknown portion, like you don't know what's going to happen if this happens, like you don't know how people are going to accept it, or if people are not as accepting as others are.
What would you say to others who are probably still in the closet?
In what?
In the closet.
I'd say don't be afraid to experiment in a way, but at the same time, I guess don't rush it. I mean, there's going to be plenty of time to figure out who you truly are. It's not something you necessarily have to discover right away. I mean, it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of patience, and some people get it quicker or slower than others. Some take months, some take years. It really all depends on the person.
How do you feel about where you are in life, and is it better for you, or is it worse?
Well.
Are you happy with where you are?
I'm happy with where I am, yes. I've recently discovered the actual definition for the term starving student. I like where I'm at, but financially, I am struggling. As far as the people I've met, the environment I'm in, all of that is okay. I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you very much.
Hi. Hi. What's your name?
Evelina.
And you are?
Straight.
Do you have any friends who are in the part of the LGBT community?
Yes, I do. One of my better friends is lesbian, and one of my favorite teachers is gay. Meaning is gay.
What was it like prior to college as to being in college?
Prior to college, talking about lesbians and gays, I think in high school they're really discriminated and kind of more of loners. My friend, she has, what is it called? She's bipolar. She tried to commit suicide a couple times. I think that affected her a lot, that she was lesbian. Kind of all the pressure from the society and everything not being accepted as easily. I mean, especially that was back in 2005 when it wasn't as acceptable as it is right now. And right now she's off. She left. She didn't go to college even, but she seems a lot better. She's comfortable about her sexuality. She'll tell anybody. She doesn't have any issues or make fun of anything like that anymore.
Okay. What are some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
Honestly, the pretty bad thing is that she always had to stay alone and she felt like she was discriminated due to that, so we always kind of stayed out the group to stick with her. Also, there was some conflicts about her having a crush on me or anything like that. So, like, we had issues with that for a little bit, and she was my best friend. But other than that, we got along well, and we didn't have any big problems. Besides that, everything else was fine.
What message would you say to others who may still be in the closet?
Just, that's who you are, and I mean, if people don't accept who you are, you can't be around those people. You just be yourself, come out of it. And, I mean, at the beginning it will be really hard. It will be, and I mean, the first year maybe, or two. But eventually people will get used to it, your friends and everybody will come around. If they don't, they're not your real friends, or just a ally.
How do you feel about where you are in life, and is it better now for you? Or
I really never really have a big issue with my own life, so I'm good where I'm at. So I'm all good.
Name?
I'm Robin.
And are you?
I'm straight.
Do you have any friends who are?
Yes, I do.
So what was it like prior to college, then once in college?
High school was like fun and stuff. But I was always stoned. But I always stood up for my bi friends and gay friends that are always getting picked on and stuff. So
What were some of the good and bad sides for you or your friends growing up?
Which question?
What were some of the bad sides for you or your friends growing up?
Really, nothing really bad. Like, I didn't really care what people thought of me. So basically, I didn't care. I just basically said, well, if you don't like me, whatever.
What would your message be to others who might still be in the closet?
Come out of it as soon as possible and don't give a fuck what people think.
How do you feel about where you are now in life, and is it better for you now than before?
Sure. I think it's good. That.
Hi. What's your name?
Adam.
And you are?
Straight.
Do you have any friends who are gay, bi, or transsexual?
Yes, I do.
And what was it like prior to college rather than once being in college?
In high school, I only knew one or two gay kids, and they were like really popular. Like that, like put them down because they were gay. And then college is just they're normal people. They're not like hated on or whatever.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you or your friends growing up?
I grew up with a lot of like hillbillies, so like they would hate on them a lot, and I wouldn't like see the point or like join along with them, but they still did it, and now it's like they don't, so they're just trying to like, be cool in high school, and seeing them in college now, they don't do that, so like they're growing up and it's becoming less of a big deal.
What message would you say to those who might still be in the closet?
If you're unsure about it, that's one thing, but if you're sure about it, just, let everyone know. It's not like they're gonna change their opinion on you or anything, and, you never know, you could make more friends that way.
How do you feel about where you're at in your life now, and is it better now than it was before?
Yeah, in high school, I kind of like, dicked around a lot, so to speak, but that was because we had more of a leash. Like, if we messed up, we could fix that in regards to our grades. Pause. Pause it. Cut that out. Okay.
So we answered the question.
Wait, okay,
The
restart.
So we answered the question.
What's the question?
How do you feel about where you're at in your life now, and is it better now for you than it was before?
Yeah, because in high school we had more of a leash. Like we could mess up and fix it in regards to our grades, But in college, it's like a one-time deal. If you mess up, you can't fix that. You can't return. You can turn in late, but you're still messed up. It's not good.
Hi,
Hi,
what's your name?
Chris Tuggle.
And you are?
I'm straight.
Do you have any friends who are gay, bisexual, or lesbian?
Yes.
Transgender? What was it like prior to college rather than once being in college?
Prior to college, it was basically just normal, but once you go into college, it's different because there's so many different people, and basically it's a lot different, and you can be more social and talk to more people. You get to meet new people.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
I really didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I was in group homes, being adopted, more group homes, all that stuff. So I really didn't have many friends, but when I did, it was basically once I had a friend, it was like we were best friends. So.
What message would you say to others who are maybe not as positive?
Basically, don't be afraid about what the world is saying. Basically, be yourself, be who you want to be, because nobody should be afraid to be straight, bi, or gay. Because there's so many people nowadays basically killing themselves because if they come out the closet, everybody freaks out on them. Because like the leading causes of death in the world is suicide, cancers, and basically being gay. Because people come out the closet and they're like, oh, let's make fun of them, and then they go and do stuff. So I think people should just be themselves for who they are and not be afraid what other people think. Because there's so many people in the world that you don't have time to think about what others think. If they don't like you, then obviously they're not someone you want to associate with.
How do you feel about where you're at in your life now, and is it better for you than it was before?
Honestly, my life was better before, but right now I'm going through some struggles. But honestly, just having friends around and people I can talk to keep me going. Because I've been so close to giving up so many times. But I figured I have how many years left in my life? Why get rid of it now when I'm still 22?
Hi,
Hi,
what's your name?
my name's Ashton.
And you are?
I am straight.
Do you have any friends who are gay, bisexual, or lesbian?
Yes, I do.
And what was it like prior to college rather than being in college?
Well, because most of my gay friends I've met at work at Six Flags. In high school, I didn't really know too many gay people, except I did know that they were done wrong. It wasn't intimate, but I'm only into details about that. So yeah.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
I mean, some of the negatives were just, if people knew you were gay, they would call you out on it, calling you a fag, whatnot. And that is wrong. But that was really the only negatives. The positives were hanging out with them, they have really good quality traits. And I'm not saying that because they're gay, I'm just saying because, as friends, people do have good quality traits overall as well anyway. So I learned a lot from them.
What message would you say to others who are not out of the closet gay?
Don't be afraid to come out. What the world's already done to others doesn't mean they're not going to do to you. So there's nothing you should be afraid of as already.
How do you feel about where you're at in your life, and is it better now than it was before?
I mean, my life has been trial and error, so I mean, it's been good, but I mean, versus where I am now to where I was then, things are turning out a lot better.
My name is Trevor.
And you are?
And I am straight.
Do you have any friends who are gay, bisexual, or lesbian, or transgender?
I do have my best friend. He was once gay, but then I guess he considered himself to be bisexual because I guess guys won't work out for him.
What was it like prior to college rather than being in college?
Prior to college, in high school, I was more of an outcast. So I pretty much stayed in the dark corners of the school and just hung out with my best teachers, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
What were some of the good and bad sides for you and your friends growing up?
I didn't have too many friends. Usually it was just, the comment, oh, mom set up play dates kind of thing. That was pretty much what it was until I met my best friend, and then from there it's gotten better.
What would your message be to others who are not out of the closet yet?
For those who are not out of the closet, I'd say, really just make sure that you're, wanting to come out of the closet, and when you do, that you're going to be going through some consequences. Kind of like, it's kind of like a life thing. You're going to have people questioning you, say, oh, whatever, like all that. And honestly, just be yourself and not let anybody step in your way telling you can't be gay and stuff. You should go back in the closet. It's your opinion. It's your life. You do what you want with it.
How do you feel about where you are in your life now, and is it better now than it was before?
I'd say in social status, it's better than what it was then in high school, because here I'm able to be myself and have people like for who I am, and actually having more friends than I did in high school. It's hard for me to find friends in high school.
I hope it feels good. Hey, you trying so hard not to cry. Well, I know you're fed up, but keep your head up, 'cause people only see what they wanna. People gon' believe what they gonna. They don't understand the life that you choose. They never.